I am the lanaologist reporting live from the tunnel under Ocean Boulevard, where a third plane has struck the Twin Towers. It is the Grants. That's what the plane was called. And as your loyal, faithful, and dutiful lanaologist, official Lana Del Rey correspondent, I have, felt it necessary to come to ground zero, sit amongst the wreckage, and report live to you my findings. So here I am. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you've ever been here before, my name is Zach. I am the Swiftologist, and on this channel, I make thoughtful weekly videos about pop culture, my favorite topic, whether I'm talking about Lord's shape-shifting persona problem, or Miley Cyrus's patchy discography, or Prince Harry's memoir. I am always chatting, gossiping, and analyzing something that's going on in the public domain. And if that sounds interesting to you, I suggest that you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and let me know what you'd like to see. I've really been branching my content out lately, and I've been having so much fun doing it. So it's an exciting time for all of us lanaologists, as did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? Lana Del Rey's 9th studio album is coming out next week. I'm so excited. I feel like it was just yesterday when the title track came out, and I was completely and totally gagged by the title track, and I was also gagged by American Horror, actually rendered speechless. You may go and listen to / watch both of those videos to see me have an IRL mental breakdown. And again, something about Lana just makes me act differently. With Taylor, I have my analytical hat on, but as soon as I hear a Lana song I've never heard before, I just get taken to this place, this spiritual place of abduction, where I no longer become myself. I just become a vessel for whatever spiritual exorcism Lana Del Rey is undergoing in that particular song. And this record is so spiritual and transcendental and really kind of reflective and happy. So I'm very curious to see where this era goes in the future. And, from what I've gathered about the record so far, reading all of her interviews with Interview Magazine and Rolling Stone, it seems like she's really in this place of feeling confident and settled in her skin as an artist, and also very assured that people are going to be interested no matter what kind of weird chances and risks she takes. And I feel like we should definitely start affording the kind of flexibility and grace that we give to Lana for being a true eccentric to more artists, because look at what Lana has done post Born to Die and all of that kerfuffle and that criticism that really was set to kind of relentlessly follow her around unfairly and given to her by, shall we say, misogynistic white male critics that would not leave her alone and insisted on obsessing over whether her nose was real instead of listening to the music and trying to understand the artist and the story. And that's what we're doing today. We're trying to understand the artist and the story. For my reactions to the last two songs, I went in totally blind. I did not listen to any snippets. I did not read anything about the songs. I wanted to be truly blown away and surprised. This time, first of all, I couldn't resist. I've been at work all day long. I'm actually just grabbing a half hour in between back-to-back conference calls that I'm on today to record this video. They have me working late tonight, so I am technically off the clock, but I will be back on the clock in 30 minutes. I wanted to, really give myself a bit of a primer. I didn't want to listen to the song, read the lyrics, or hear any snippets, but Lana did give a very rare phone interview to the BBC where she discussed this track, The Grants. It is the opening title track to the new album, and she mentioned that this was kind of a choral gospel inspired song, and obviously I had full body chills when I heard that, because I love hearing Lana singing with other people. I loved Breaking Up Slowly on Chemtrails, and I also was completely enamored with the vocal runs that she let her, I think it was her backup singers or just some other friends of hers that are also talented artists, do at the end of Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard. She's kind of twirling out of frame as our narrator and letting her friends take over, and I just thought that it was so beautiful and fitting, and not too much. It wasn't like she was letting someone else steal her spotlight. She was sharing it generously with someone else. So that is super exciting to me, and I can't wait to hear a gospel or a choir element on a Lana song. Lana has a very religious voice. As I mentioned, she has been very spiritual lately, but Lana actually has this very kind of operatic, ghostly, angelic soprano energy going on, and I feel like that would lend itself so well to a gospel song. I'm thinking about her family. She did mention that it was about her family a little bit in this interview. I am curious to see if there's any more tea on that, because the pandemic was a real, I think, paradigm shift time for Lana. She started creating in a different way, certainly with a lot less attention to, shall we say, detail than before, you know, doing her Pix Art single covers and dropping albums really fast and kind of pulling stuff from vaults and putting them onto albums. I think that her approach to creation is different, and also her approach to being an artist is different, because she mentioned that she's focused so much on making her circle smaller and finding community within her family and really building and strengthening those relationships. And we see that on Blue Banisters with songs like Sweet Carolina. I mean, there's definitely a really sort of like strong familial bond that she's developed that I think maybe she had lost for a bit of time when she first became famous, particularly with her brother, her sister, and her father. Her mom is an unknown figure, a sketchy, hazy, potentially a bit of a chaotic figure in the Lana Del Rey world. And I have no doubt that we will eventually get some sort of information about that on this record. But for now, I'm wondering if we might get some of it on this song. I'm thinking, though, with the gospel religious element, it's going to be something a bit more like uplifting, praising, worshiping. Let's see. I'm going to plug it in and get right to it, because I got to get on a conference call, baby.
1, 2.
Oh, fuck.
Ready.
Take me to church. I'm going to take mine with you with me.
Mine. Say it again.
Mine of you with me. Stop, I'm going to cry.
One more time.
Can't.
1, 2, ready.
No!
I'm gonna take
Ooh.
mine of you. I'm gonna take
Oh my god.
mine of you with me, like Rocky
Ooh.
Mountain High.
John
The
Denver.
way John
That's such a Lana
Denver
reference to include on a song like this. Okay. It's folksy. It's giving folklore, actually. It's giving I'm in the woods. I'm in the water. Nobody's son, nobody's daughter.
So you say there's a chance.
Why? No, fuck my life.
For us.
Oh my
Should I
God.
do a dance?
Yes, queen. Dance in your white dress.
Your family made.
I wonder who she's speaking to. Her father?
But
Oh. Stop,
do you
please.
think about heaven?
Oh my god. Yes, I do, queen. Constantly. You're a pastor.
My pastor told me,
Is this a
when you
Mormon
leave all
experience?
you take,
God, going to the Midwest changed her.
heaven is your memory.
Stop, this
And
line is so
I'm
beautiful.
gonna take mine of you with me.
Oh my god, this is like fully a song about dying. What?
Mine of you with me.
This is a very, like, metaphysical song. This instrumentation is so luscious and green and beautiful. I feel like I'm in the hills. Between the hot stuff. She's just singing with such ease.
Stop!
Oh my god. I fucking do, bitch. I do. I'm not going there, but I think about it all the time. Yes, give it to me, Wild Wild Country.
When you leave all you take, is your memory.
I hate my life.
I wanna take
This is so emotional.
mine of you
Fuck.
with me.
No crying, no crying, no
I'm
crying, no
gonna
crying.
take mine of you with me.
This is a song for when I'm feeling like the most esoteric bitch in Taylor Nation. I'm gonna start speaking in tongues. Oh my god, no. Don't cry, don't cry.
Beautiful life. Remember that's true for me.
Nope, I won't. Fucking bitch got me again. She got me. She got me again. She got me again. I feel very connected to that song in the sense that I think that I have, now this is just me projecting, okay? You know what? Actually, I'm not going to get into why I feel connected to this song. Let me take it back to a place of analysis. Let me take it back to a place of Swiftologist, not to a place of having a meltdown. Okay, no meltdown. This song is super interesting to me because it is about the circle of life, the taking her sister's firstborn child and her grandmother's last smile. I won't even get started on that. She having all of those things in her back pocket as these like totems, these kind of like chips and little like trinkets in her back pocket as she transcends to the next level or layer of her existence, whatever that may be. I think also what's so interesting is that like this may sound like a religious song, but I think that it's more metaphysical in that, like, I don't think Lana's committed to a god or a heaven or a vision or whatever. She just knows that something is coming after. She's a very energetically sensitive being, right? So I think that this idea of having a bank of things that you take with you to the other side to remain part of yourself, like clearly this is not a theory of theory is it doesn't involve a tabula rasa. It's not a blank split. It's not a blank slate, right? Like you take something with you when you go. And I mean, it's so rare to find a pop star, and Lana is a pop star. She's an alternative indie girl, but she is a pop star. It's so rare to find someone of her stature and her magnitude, like doing the kind of like, I don't want to say navel gazing because that sounds reductive, but like the kind of pondering that happens when you allow yourself to become truly bored, when you experience an ego death, when you're like no longer attached to what other people think of you or how other people might perceive you and your process or your output. Like when you really kind of get in tune and you get to that still place inside of you, that's where true originality and creativity springs from. And I just feel like 9 times out of 10, Lana is there and she takes me there with her. That's what I love about Lana as an artist. Not only is she experiencing the transcendental, she's giving it. It's giving transcendental. And I feel like I astrally projected into another dimension. When I said that another plane has hit the tower, I meant it. The towers came down. They're burning. In a wreckage on the floor. I mean, how does this stack up to the other tracks from Tunnel? I mean, they're also different, right? They're very different. What is linking them together for me, though, is this kind of very spacious, luscious instrumental. These orchestral arrangements, they remind me of Blue Banisters and Chemtrails in that they take their time. They're very laissez-faire. But I think the songwriting, which, not to say that it wasn't sharp on both of those albums, but it was certainly more cavalier back then. It was more like beat poet style, like first thought, best thought. This is definitely, to me, a little bit more like Norman fucking Rockwell. Like, I think she really has something to say with this record. And, you know, she defies categorization, so I would never want to impose what it is she's trying to say on her. But there are already so many interesting threads being woven through these songs, and I feel like the common denominator is that she is in a place where she's feeling so like self-assured and like confident in her abilities that she can pause and go deeper. She can go stiller. She can go further below the surface. And what's so interesting to me is how the shift has really taken place away from the romantic part, the man as a stand-in, the romantic partner, the lover, how that has kind of, you know, it's not in the rear view, but it's in the background in these songs. It's certainly not in the foreground. In the foreground is Lana as a person having these thoughts, going on these like long ambling walks and writing down these kind of like profound notes and then just chucking them into these beautiful verses. I think what I'm seeing here is less of a I need a man to come and save me, which I'm not hating on that message. I love plenty of her songs that revolve around that. And it is true, Lana has said many times that the way that she understands herself is through relationships, is through love. When she gets in love, when she falls in love with someone, and more importantly falls out of love with someone, she learns something about herself. What's so beautiful about the process of this record is that I think Lana's realized that she is a wealth of self-knowledge in and on her own. She doesn't need to be outsourcing the emotional work of, you know, getting broken down or experiencing something kind of deliberately distressing to come to a conclusion. It is more organic, and also just it feels bigger. I don't know what else to say. I need some more time to like sit on it. When I get to my tunnel Lana Del Rey video essay, I will have a lot more to say, and I just can't fucking wait for this album. I don't know what's going to happen to me. It's going to be an emotional experience. I really suggest you tune in because it's going to be probably the most embarrassing video I've ever put on this channel. I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say it. It probably will be. So yeah, I mean, stay tuned if you want to see me humiliate myself. I know many of you are out there waiting to see me fall, particularly if you're coming from TikTok, so enjoy your clips of me crying. I'm so excited. I can't wait for this week, too. We have the Eras tour starting, and I'm going to be able to look at the set list and see videos from that tour, and it's just, why do I still have these on? It's just all happening, okay? Everything is happening all at once. I am not ready for it, but I am eternally grateful that you are tuning in to watch, because if you didn't, this would be pretty pathetic and sad endeavor, wouldn't it? Imagine if I was just making these videos talking to no one. But yeah, more Lana Del Rey video essays coming soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going in order. I really want to do Norman fucking Rockwell. Like, I'm so in a place of Norman fucking Rockwell. I'm not in a place of Honeymoon right now. Like, obviously I can put myself in a place of Honeymoon, but organically what I'm drifting towards is Norman, but I don't know if I want to go chronologically or not. I also have a couple of other things, and the video essays just take a long time, but they are my favorite ones to make for sure. And yeah, so much more coming for you very soon. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like Lana Del Rey, Taylor Swift, if you just like me. Anyone? Hard to find. I think if I had to rank them so far, it would be Tunnel first, American Horror second, and this third, which is the exact order in which they came out. How do you feel? Sound off in the comments below. Bye.